Hello everyone and welcome to your Public Lands Council weekly weather update for this 18th day of June 2022. It's being brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors and WSR Insurance Services Incorporated. Well, over the last week we've had more big moisture in the north and northwest, extreme heat in the nation's midsection, and a little bit of in between. It's going to be hot again this weekend, but then cooler early next week. What's developing this early summer season so far is for the central areas of the United States to be the hottest, while the coasts are a little on the cooler side. And we'll kind of show you that here in a moment. And that's what's going to happen again. Although for those of you experiencing some really hot weather over the next couple of days, there will be some relief, especially in the northern areas and parts of the central areas of the U.S. as we hit the middle part of the week. There's some good news. Subtropical moisture is going to increase the chances of rain-producing thunderstorms for parts of the desert southwest, parts of the central and southern Rockies, northern Rockies as well, and even into the Great Basin. We're going to see this weekend and into next week, and I think next weekend as well, the best chances of measurable rain in Arizona, New Mexico, parts of western Colorado, eastern Utah. Looks very good. In fact, there could be some heavy rain with some of these thunderstorms in some of those real drought-stricken areas. Let's hope it's not too much of a good thing all at once, but that's how the pattern works. You get into this time of year, you start to get that subtropical moisture, and you can have these heavy rain-producing thunderstorms in parts of the Rockies and the southwestern United States. We do see a summer pattern getting established, especially with this large area of high pressure in the central United States. Over the last week, couple of highlights here. Here's that heavy rain that fell combined with the melting snow to bring the flooding conditions up into Montana and parts of southwest Montana and northwestern areas of Wyoming. That heavy rain last weekend has focused itself right on the areas that were the most wet and had a lot of snow, and there's still a lot of snow in the high mountains of northern and western Wyoming and parts of the northern Rockies. And you can see the Pacific Northwest into the northern plains, which has been the case really all spring season, was the wettest, while only a little bit of scattered shower and thunderstorm activity here and only a little bit back west of the Continental Divide. But we will see this change a bit, and you can see the precipitation anomalies in the same areas where it's been for the last many weeks in a row, while areas in the central and southern Rockies and southern plains have been hotter and drier. The latest drought monitor, a couple of things to point out. North Dakota now completely out of any drought status. Montana and southern areas of Montana and northern Wyoming, this little part here has seen significant drought improvement over the last couple of months. And you can see that white area where the heavy rains fell over the Yellowstone Park areas in southwest Montana. We have a little patch in Wyoming out of drought status and a tiny little patch in north central Colorado. But you can still see, especially in these areas right here, severe drought conditions continue. And we've got this little section here of north central Montana. It's amazing. We've got too much rain in parts of southern and eastern areas of Montana in the last couple of months. And a lot of that has just basically missed this area here. Although I do see north central Montana, Great Falls, Cut Bank, Helena, having some better chances of rain over the next week. And in some of these areas, especially right here, I do see enhanced rainfall with this subtropical moisture coming in, so we may see some drought improvements in these areas here. Not much improvement coming for parts of the Great Basin in California, at least over here over the next week or so. And there's also going to be more rains moving into Oregon, which will help maybe erode some of those very dry conditions there. Over the last 2 months, the biggest drought improvement has been in this area right here, especially in those northern areas, and the yellow areas continue to show where the drought conditions continue to persist or who have gotten worse. But as you'll see here, there's help on the way right here. As we take a look at what's going to develop this weekend, we're going to have a lot of heat, the counterclockwise flow around the low here, and the counterclockwise low pressure here, and the high pressure bringing clockwise wind flow. Basically, it's like a heat pump. There's a lot of really hot conditions getting drawn up out of the deserts of Mexico and the desert southwest. So that's going to spend and bring some very hot weather conditions, very warm conditions in this area here. However, see this green arrow? This is an area of subtropical air that's rich in humidity. So that's going to help form these afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Now, this west coast low is actually going to bring cooler than average temperatures to California, Washington, and Oregon this weekend, and that coolness will move in. So there's going to be a lot of contrast. It's actually going to be cool along the West Coast this weekend, cool along the West Coast. In the middle of the nation, that's where the very hot weather is going to be. But there will be some movement of this low eastward next week, and that's going to bring temperatures down by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week in many areas of the central and north central areas of the United States. So yeah, it's going to get hot, but there will be a cool down, and in between, there's going to be some showers and thunderstorms. Now, over the next week, this is over the next week, you see this arch of orange and blue and green and reds here? That's the subtropical moisture coming on in. Look at the rainfall potential on the western slope of Colorado, in extreme eastern Utah and Arizona. But look at New Mexico. New Mexico could see some significant rains, southwest and south central Colorado as well, that could really, really need it. Now, we're going to see these showers and thunderstorms arch this way into the plains at night. So there could be, in these northern areas here, some rain-producing thunderstorms. And here's that rain potential. It looks like the heavy stuff will stay north of Yellowstone, but there will be some Yellowstone Park and northwest areas of Wyoming rainfall this weekend as well, stretching into early next week. Notice this area right here where it's white. This is where that high pressure ridge may settle on in, while you're going to get rain around the top of the ridge right underneath it. Dry conditions may prevail. So we got to watch southeastern New Mexico, central and western Texas areas, and Oklahoma as well, with hot conditions and likely dry conditions. Heat-wise, this is what we hinted at. In the western areas, west of the divide here, temperatures may end up actually a little bit cooler than average. Same goes for areas along the northeast and the New England area and along the eastern seaboard. But the flow of air and that high pressure ridge will make the nation's central, north central, and south central areas of the United States over the next week hottest relative to normal will be in those areas. Our next update will be the 25th. Have a great week ahead.